Cosmic True Slasher Review.
Mage Hand, it's just a classic. We had to put at least one absolutely classic spell in there, and Mage Hand felt like a great way to fill in some of the needs that we have. So every killer needs to be able to interact with pallets, to do this, to do that, and Mage Hand felt like a great way to give him a spin on how he interacts with the world, while showcasing something that is so absolutely core to Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah, these kind of choice that we did. Dispelling Sphere is not a Dungeons and Dragons official spell, for instance. It was a mix between different things, but it felt like it could have been one. And to be fair, Vecna can come up with new spells. If anybody can, he definitely can.
The Masquerade event for this year's anniversary, it seems so much more interactive. They're always such a big deal. Like you guys have events throughout the year, barbecue events, winter events, all that stuff, and they're a lot of fun. But the anniversary, the Masquerade, that's the big one. And this one seems so much more interactive. What was it like? And it's also tying in a lot of past anniversaries as well. What was the inspiration behind this one? And it just looks like so much fun.
Well, the without necessarily answering the inspiration behind this one specifically, but the fact is, every single time we've done an event, even though it's a breakneck pace and we just try to get it out the door because we have another one and another one and another one right after this, every single time we manage to create a set of tools or a new feature that we will be able to reuse later on down the line another time, which means that now, I don't know how many years we've been doing events, but at least 5, I'd say. We are now in a place where when we make an event, we have a series of tools and mechanics that we've already developed. A lot of them can be reused in some way, or at least some parts of it. So it's not easy, but it's easier for us to put on events that have a few more features, that are a little more involved, a little more complex, and then that allows the designers in charge to really have more fun with it. Because now they have a set of tools, right? They have brushes and paints, and they can actually make something really interesting for the players. And at the same time, our artists are able to, because we know it's happening. It's gonna happen next year also. So we can take our time well in advance to start thinking about what's going to be the look of the different things that we offer. For instance, the masks this year, they are absolutely gorgeous. They all sort of fit within the same theme. We've even been able to add a couple of our licensed characters in there. That requires quite a lot of time, and because we know that it's going to happen, because we've set up those tools already, we're in a much better position to do more evolved things now than we were before, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm glad it shows.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And this one I'm very excited about. Castlevania was announced as a future chapter.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of, I mean, it's not my top subgenre, but I am a big fan of the universal monsters and Dracula and all these. And I've wanted Dracula in Dead by Daylight so badly for so long, and now you guys are able to do it. Obviously, it's down the road and there's not much that can be said, but would you be able to talk to a little bit of what we could expect? And because I feel like this is another opportunity for you guys to really grab those roots of horror for this.
I mean, Dracula as a character has been talked about for a long time internally. There are a couple of Draculas out there, but Castlevania was a dream for a lot of people on the team, and so it's a very, very, I mean, we talked about Ravenloft earlier, but the whole vampire thing and that whole story and the theme of it and the mood around it is so, I'm I don't want to say universal because I haven't bathed in everybody's cultures. But I feel like there's something very romantic and very deeply ingrained in so many subcultures about the whole vampire thing, about the whole mood of like the things that go around that, the sort of romanticized castle and the bats and the wolves and all of it. So yeah, going for Castlevania is really cool because I think it's one of the really, really well crafted versions of Dracula that are out there, and the way they present the character and the way they present also all the protagonists in that story is really interesting. So you're right. I don't want to get into too many details because it would be way too easy to let slip things that we are not ready to talk about yet.
Right.
But it's a really fun chapter to work on. Even just the locomotion, like how does Dracula walk around the map? Like how does he get from one place to another is going to be really, really fun.
And are you able to, I don't know if you're even able to, but are you able to confirm, because, licensing very tricky. There were so many different forms. There was TV shows and video games with Castlevania. Are you able to pinpoint which license?
I can tell you we are working with Konami on this.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. Yeah, that would be, that's ideal in my opinion.
Yep. It's the video games Castlevania.
Beautiful. And again, not sure how in depth you can go, but is this chapter something we can expect a map with, or is that something you guys aren't ready to announce yet? Because that would be incredible.
That is absolutely something that I'm not allowed to talk about. Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. So I'll just keep my hopes up.
Yeah.
Another big thing that was brought up, and you guys were very detailed, but I can't not mention it, but the cross progression.
Oh yeah,
you guys have been getting yelled at a long time over that one, and it's finally here. And you guys can't confirm certain things.
Almost here,
right? Almost here. It's on the way. It's been confirmed.
Absolutely.
You guys can't fully confirm certain things because, as mentioned in the live stream, a lot of that stuff is still being worked on internally. But I don't know if you'd be able to address, like, I've seen a lot of questions about it.
Yeah.
People asking if, prestiges will stack and like all these things. So how in depth can you talk now?
We will be
slasher review.